Hello everybody! Today I'm going to go through the Artful inkbox and try it out for myself. I wanted the inkbox because first off the imagery on the front just made me think of the Moomins and I loved the Moomins. If anyone has ever watched that, and I've never tried inks, so I thought this was going to be a really good box. So quickly what we've got is a Indian black ink, that's like a dark teal, and that's burnt sienna. I think that's the only ink I've actually still not tried. A bright yellow ink, a deep blue, although you can get it quite light. It's a bright blue, I'd say actually. I like a violet colour, and then the last one is a bright red colour. And all the packaging is glass, it feels really nice packaging. And then you've got 4 cards that you can do, and I'm really thinking I might make some Christmas cards or something with that. And then this box, which I opened the wrong way. So yeah, there's some extra bits in here. So you've got 3 paint pens, water pens, water brush pens where you can fill the water in. I've used them with watercolour before, I've never used them with ink before. And then a Faber-Castell pencil, an F pencil. Two nice brushes, nice wooden brushes, a round and a flat tip one. And then a wax little crayon, I think that's to stop the ink where you don't want it to go, and a white pencil to be able to draw on top. And then finally another Faber-Castell pen in 0.3. So we'll put all of them back. And this box is £40 quarterly, but you get your first box for 20. So this is my first box, so this is 20. And then yeah, you get a big magazine, and there's a couple of tutorials in there, and then like artists' interviews. I've not fully read it, but I'll probably do some of the tutorials from it. And then finally a nice big art pad. I think there was 25 sheets in this. I think it's 300 GSM paper. It's quite nice paper. I was happy with it. Don't know why I'm struggling to open it. But yeah, that was nice thick paper, nice to use. So I have already messed around with this box a little. And yeah, here's what I've done. So I did mushrooms and a rose. The rose isn't the best. The rose is when I learned you could add water to the inks to make them more translucent. So I want to do a big drawing this time. And when I thought of inks, my first thought was an octopus. And my plan is to do just a black line octopus and then have splashes of colour behind. So I looked up at some octopus references and drawings, and I will just speed through this bit of it. I always sketch really lightly, and I think that comes from being used to watercolour, because obviously watercolour it's not the most opaque of medium, so it doesn't actually cover your sketch fully. So I'm just used to sketching really lightly, although I see now on a film you can hardly see what I'm drawing. But I will go and ink this with line art, so you'll see it come together. And now onto the inking. I used to be quite scared of the inking, but I quite enjoy it now. Just adding in your black lines, and it sort of brings your sketch to life. You can see what you're doing. It is a bit scary because I do have shaky hands. I'm assuming, hoping that will get better in time. But I do like the process of seeing your sketch come to life. How do people feel about octopuses? I find them really cute. I remember seeing one at Anglesey Zoo, and it had like a child's toy, you know, where you put the blocks into the right shaped holes, and it was doing that because octopuses are really smart, and I just thought they're like sea dogs, you know, you can teach them to do things, and I thought it was absolutely adorable. My partner though is terrified of octopuses, and he wouldn't even look at it. But then one of my friends, she's terrified, she won't even look at a statue of an octopus. Whereas I just think they're really cute. Like, they're funny looking, but funny looking can be cute. I think they're mesmerising, especially watching them move. They're like wise old characters of the sea. So I'm just going in now and adding all the line detail, because the colours behind I'm going to do almost like a wash, so I want some black line detail so that it still looks finished and not just like a badly coloured in page. I found that I actually really enjoy this style of drawing. I might do more like this, like, you know, the simple lines and white and black. I found it quite therapeutic, almost. And I think that's what a lot of people draw for, isn't it? For the relaxation, the therapy of it. And I think sometimes we could all use a little therapy. Please also let me know whether you prefer these videos with talking, or whether you'd rather just have music in the background and like a time-lapse style. YouTube is still very new to me, so any feedback is always welcomed. You'll notice I always have to edit out the left hand side, and it's because I cannot draw without just my hand covering the entire artwork when I'm on that side, and I'm sure it's not that interesting to just see a massive hand in frame and nothing else. So yeah, you'll see I'll usually show the right hand side, and then the left just gets magically done with editing because you can't see anything I do whenever I'm that way. And here we will edit it out again. And she's done. Now time for the inks, which I was really scared of ruining it because I was so happy with how it was looking. Oh, I just love it. Hopefully the inks go well. So yeah, my plan was to do basically water all over it and then just plop the inks on and just let them spread and do whatever the inks want to do, basically. I had already tested this pen to make sure that once it's dry it doesn't mix with water, because that would have been I think I'd have started crying. Luckily it does not. I mean, it came in the box, so you'd think they would give you a pat pen that you could then use with watered down inks, and they did. I just love how the ink spreads. You can just see the yellow. Oh, so I'm gonna zoom you in for the next one so you get the full effect. Oh. It's just so gorgeous. I love seeing it spread out. Genuinely, I could do this effect on all my drawings. Decided to stay zoomed in because I just think it's so satisfying seeing the ink spread. It's what I like about watercolours as well, but in a way I feel it's easy with ink because it's already watery and you can keep it that consistency, whereas, you know, your watercolour dries and it changes. Ink is just one colour. The only ink that I want though that didn't come in the box is pink, so I might just treat myself to a pink ink. And then I feel like you've got a lot of your bases covered. Maybe I'll get a white. I don't know whether white's a good one to get. It could be, couldn't it? I might get a white. If anyone has used inks before and wants to tell me that I'm using these completely wrong and there's a better way, please do. This was, yeah, one of my, I think this is my third time using the ink box. I'm loving every time, but I haven't actually read that magazine, so I could be doing this completely wrong. I'm just one of those people that just likes to jump in straight away. Rightly or wrongly. I just want to get stuck in and see what happens. So I have to zoom back out now so you can actually see the rest of it. There was no real plan with where I was placing the colours. I just didn't want too many of the same colours together. I sort of wanted them to look evenly spread across the piece. But yeah, it was all just basically plonking them down, hoping they look nice together. I can't say I did more thought than that. But yeah, I have to say the yellow ink is my fave, just because of how bright it is. I feel like you don't often get such a bright, opaque yellow, and this yellow is so gorgeous. If anyone has ever had any of the other Artful boxes, please let me know how you found them as well. There was quite a few I wanted to try, but just because I had no experience with ink, I thought that was a good one to go for. But there was a clay one, which I thought could be quite fun. Paint markers, I've never used paint markers, but I thought inks were completely new to me, but in my head they were going to be similar to watercolour, so maybe I'd have some sort of knowledge. I don't know why I'm pretending like I know completely what I'm doing with watercolour. It's just the medium I've used the most. I'm by no means an expert. But I think I've mentioned this before, I'm on like a journey to learn to draw, and I'm so happy with my progress already. Like, I know to some people this artwork won't seem like anything fancy at all, but if you go back and look at my first YouTube video I posted, which was only, I don't know, not even 3 months ago, and look at that drawing compared to this drawing, there has been such an improvement, and I'm so happy with how it's going. And I don't know, hopefully a couple months from now I'll be saying, oh, if you look back at this video, I've improved so much. So yeah, it's really exciting to actually see improvements and just still be enjoying the process as well. I've always been one of those people that has only really enjoyed something if I was already good at it, whereas I definitely didn't start out being good at drawing, and even now I am under no illusions that I am some sort of artist, but I'm still enjoying it, and even when I've made a complete mess of a piece, I still enjoy it. It's quite nice, and it's nice to know I can make those mistakes and it's fine. You know, no one is judging my art apart from me, and if they are judging my art, I feel that's more on them than on me. this is where I really should have cleaned my water, but I hadn't. So it's a bit more purple than I would have liked, I think. Yeah, you can see me pick up the water to go and clean it. And I'm back with fresh water. So yeah, the red and the blue sort of leaked into this, but actually I don't mind, I quite like the effect it's given. I always love red and blue together as well because it makes me think of David Bowie, who is my absolute idol. I've actually just got a nail kit and I'm going to do David Bowie nails. Well, I'm going to try to do David Bowie nails. Yeah, so this middle section I hadn't really thought ahead too much, and I didn't know how I was going to make these colours mix and not just turn into a brown. I think it worked out alright. I'm still quite